Hello everyone and welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make a peanut butter cake. So one of my things that I love to eat is peanut butter. I know a lot of people have allergies and they can't eat this, but this is just something I have always had a thing for. And when I was growing up, whenever my mother would ask me what kind of cake I wanted for my birthday, I'd always say a peanut butter cake, and she would look at me like, nope, they don't have a mix for that in the store. And she didn't bake things from scratch like cakes, so it really wasn't something that she knew what to do with. And she'd always try to push a sheet cake on me, and I'm like, nope, I don't want it. I want a peanut butter cake. And then she actually learned how to take the box mix and everything and kind of adapt it to make it a peanut butter cake. So that's basically what we're going to do today. We're going to take some stuff from the store and adapt it into a peanut butter cake. And you're going to follow the directions on the cake mix as far as baking, because mine said 350 degrees for about 35 or so minutes. I'm using 9-inch pans. Now it might change by whatever you're doing, so look at the back of the box to see what the baking instructions are. So we're going to put our cake mix in a large bowl, and then to this we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar, which isn't called for on the mix. And we're going to change some of the other ingredients going into it. So mine said to add 3 eggs, and we're going to go ahead and add those 3 eggs into it. So that way it is per instructions, at least to this point. But a lot of these mixes call for water and oil. We're going to get rid of that because that just gives you an oily taste. So instead of the oil, we're using a whole stick of butter that's been melted. And then we're going to mix this up a little bit before we go any further, so that way we can start to incorporate those eggs and the brown sugar, because you're going to have to break this up a bit because sometimes brown sugar has hard pieces in it, and you want to make sure those eggs totally get broken up. You want to get the yolk totally mixed through. So go ahead and mix this for about a minute or two just to get it to a point where a lot of that stuff is already pulled together before we add anything else into this. Because the next thing we're going to add, instead of putting the water in they call for on the back of this, mine called for 1 1/4 cups of water. We're not going to do that. We're going to use regular milk, because this is going to make it taste so much better for the fact that if you're making any kind of a cake mix, substituting for the oil some butter and then substituting for the water some milk is going to help so much. It's just going to change the whole consistency, the taste. It's not going to be oily. It's not going to be as cake mixy. So we're going to go ahead and put our milk into this, and like I said before, this is around 1 1/4 cup of milk. And we're going to mix this a little bit more to go ahead and incorporate that in. Now we want to make sure that we mix this quite well, because we don't want any of these ingredients sticking to the bottom. Now we're adding in a tablespoon of vanilla extract and continue mixing. Then we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of peanut butter. This is what's going to give it that wonderful peanut butter flavor, but also you're going to notice when you start to mix this, the color of this mix is going to change a lot. It's going to become kind of tannish color, beigeish. That's what you're looking for. It's not going to be totally the color of peanut butter, but it's going to taste like it. And once we get this all in there, we'll make sure we get all of it out of our container. We're also going to scrape the sides of the bowl just to make sure that everything is kind of pulled into this before we really get going with it. Now, as I said before, you can preheat your oven at any point, but make sure the temperature it says on the back of your box. Like I said, mine said 350. They could change. I mean, some of them might say a little higher, a little lower. I think 350 is kind of the standard though. So we're going to mix in our peanut butter, get this really going, and as you can see, mine's already starting to change color, which is wonderful. That means we did it right. Now the best thing about this is you know, as far as the cake mix is concerned, we're pretty much there. This is what we're going for. The best thing about this is once that peanut butter is mixed in, you're about ready to bake this, and that's cool. But we're still going to have to mix up icing later, which you're going to get a large thing of icing. I got one that said like extra fluffy added whatever to it. You can get whatever is the larger one you can find. I just basically budget shopped on all this stuff to get the cheaper variety. The best thing is it didn't taste it when I was done. It was just one of those things where why waste money on something you're going to actually adapt and change and improve on your own anyway. So I got my pans out. I'm going to spray these with a little nonstick cooking spray, and then I'm going to put a little flour in here. This is just something that my grandma always had me do. And I'm going to shake it around so that way there's no chance this is going to stick. because we really don't want it to stick. And yes, these are non-stick pans, but I don't trust them. It's just one of those things. Maybe it's just me, but I've had enough things to say non-stick that actually do stick. You know, why chance it? So once we get these completely coated with the flour, then we're going to get ready to put our cake mix into it. So go ahead and just make sure that your bottoms are completely coated. You don't have to get this all the way up the side. It's mainly the bottom we're kind of focused on. And then we're going to divide up the batter into these two. Now, you don't have to get this perfect. Just kind of eyeball it and guess it and see if you've gotten it kind of close here on making them even. So I always take it, spread out someone in the first one of them first, and then come back to the bowl and see how much I got left and see if I have to divvy it anymore. Because it doesn't really matter if you're stacking these together. I mean, it's still going to be a cake regardless if one of them is slightly taller than the other. You just want to make sure that you get this all evened out throughout the whole pan. So go ahead and get it in there, spread it out with your spatula, and as you can see, both of mine are totally in there and they're ready to go to the oven. So again, check the box mix that you have, see what it says to cook it at. Mine was 350 for about 35 minutes. I think I left mine for a few minutes longer because I don't know, sometimes it seems like my oven does not go as hot as everyone else's. And when they came back, they look something like this. These need to be set to the side so they can cool and then be removed from the pans before we start doing anything else. So I would give them quite a while to cool, because if you put the icing on them when they're warm, it's just going to melt off. So we're going to take a bowl and empty out the icing from the container that we got. And this is just basically a normal everyday vanilla icing. There's nothing special about it, except for the fact mine said it had fluffiness to it. Okay, well, it's not going to be very fluffy when we're done, because we're going to put into this about 1/4 cup of peanut butter. And when you go to mix this through, it's going to go from this light fluffy thing you see in this bowl to a fudgy consistency. This is going to thicken up because of the peanut butter, but also for the fact that, you know, you're putting something heavy into this icing. But once you get it mixed up, it's going to lighten up a bit to where it's easily used. However, you're going to have to watch it as you're using it, because this is going to be a little bit fudgy when it's done, and it's going to be a stiffer thing to use. But it has a great taste, and it tastes kind of like peanut butter fudge. So that's a plus the whole way around on this. You got something really great to use, but it's going to have the great taste of like peanut butter fudge. So get this completely mixed through. Make sure there's no more white streaks coming through. This is my bottom layer of my cake. I'm going ahead and putting icing on top of that before I put the cake all completely together, and spread this around. Just be gentle when you're spreading this, because you have to remember this is way thicker than regular icing. You don't want to tear up the top of your cake by, you know, gouging into it or dragging whatever you're putting this on with too hard, because you can rip the top off your cake. You just need to be really careful with this. So we're going to put some in the center like this, and then we're going to add the top layer to it, and then add some more on top of that. Now, we're not trying to use a ton of this icing on here at first. We want to make sure we have enough to go around all the sides of this, you know, because we're going to work our way around the top and then go to the side and work our way all the way around that. And that's just basically how this is going to work. And as you can see, this icing spreads on pretty decently. It's just a thick icing, and you're going to have to just take your time with it and make sure that, one, you don't rip into the top of the cake, but two, you don't use too much of it that you don't have enough to go around the sides. But when this is done, there's just something about the taste of this. It's like you have a peanut butter cake with this like peanut butter fudgy icing. It has such a wonderful taste. It's just one of those things where you're going to eat it at first and think, wow, this is really good. It's peanut butter. But then as it sits, it kind of has this flavor that keeps building. And like you come back the second day, you can taste even more peanut butter, and it tastes wonderful. And my cake looks something like this, and it did not last long in my house, so this is really a treat to eat. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out the Southern Mountain Kitchen website, where you can go and see all the different cookbooks that are available, get a free recipe, or even get a discount on ordering a book. Because when you order from this site, you actually get a discount on the actual book you're buying, and the shipping is less than if you're buying from Amazon. Have a great day.